Hello. Right now I decided to do the review of my Rider-Waite deck, which is the pocket version, the traveler's version, and this is the box. Obviously the box had been torn apart a couple of times. You see the duct tape all around it. So I have this deck for... I had this deck for many years. Okay. So this is the deck itself. And this was one of my... I think this was my second deck which I acquired, and I really use it when I'm on the road because it's small, portable, and I really love using it. Sometimes just I need to look at a card and the image as if it screams at me saying, okay, you have to do this, this and that. And one funny thing that is happening with me with this deck is that sometimes when I use it, I get much more information than with the other decks. For example, let's say looking at the Knight of Cups, I say, okay, you have some news coming, and as I'm saying that the person is going to receive some news, as if I'm seeing the person who is going to deliver the news, is he a relative or not. So with this deck, somehow I'm able to do really specific readings, and this is why I use it quite often. But there was a time I used it even for clients a lot. There was a time this was my primary deck. But then I saw that most of my clients, they were frightened from the specificness. And so I decided to use this deck for personal inquiries. And I love it. I really love it. And there's a funny story how I acquired this deck, because in my family I have another relative who's a clairvoyant, so I'm a second generation, and this other relative also has this deck, the same deck. And I said, oh my god, I want to tell you that I found this deck and I really wanted to have the Rider-Waite deck. And maybe 5 minutes after that, this relative gave me this deck as a present. It turns out that my relative had a spare, so 2 decks. So this is a deck which, it was given from a generation to me, and I'm planning to give this deck to my children. So this deck may become a family relic, I don't know, but I really love it. So I don't know what to say more about it. It's just really easy deck to read with, and I really love it because there's this personal thing with this deck. I have great relationship with this deck, especially for traveling or something, planning. Oh my god, this deck is very good for planning on personal matters. Business matters, I have the Visconti deck for this job, but for something personal, for relationship or something, this is my deck. And I really, really love it. Although I haven't used this deck for, I don't know, a couple of months, maybe, and I decided, okay, just do a review. I know there are hundreds, maybe dozens of YouTube reviews of this deck, but I just wanted to share my own opinion, my own feelings with this deck, how I communicate with this deck, and I really love it. And this is one of my most specific decks, as I said before. It's a good deck, because this deck, I don't know how, but when Pam Smith created it, she created a complete and utter masterpiece. And the good thing about this deck is when you look at the images, they're extremely self-explanatory, which explains why this deck is the classic modern tarot deck. Okay, so this is the deck. We had a walk through it. I hope you enjoyed my video. And seeing the moon here as the last card, I can say one thing. Although you see the path on the card to our personal and own success is really, really long, we do have to know that we have intuition which we should follow. Yes, there are obstacles, but we will conquer them. So I wish you this: follow your intuition, follow your inner feeling, and have a life full of success.